All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the losers match here in Group A of the TLS round of 16. But before we go into that, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Razer and Twitch, for making all of this possible. They are awesome, and of course, many thanks to Team Liquid as well.
Yes, indeed. You guys probably aren't fully aware of just the crazy amount of organization and planning that goes into these kinds of things behind the scenes. So our thanks to them is entirely deserved, and of course to our sponsors. We would be nowhere without them. So yeah, I would like to echo Sale's big thanks to all of those people as well.
All right, cool. So with that, let us go back into the group and have a look what's going on here. That's right, it is going to be Zeke versus G5 in the losers match. One of these mighty heroes is going to be eliminated from the round of 16 here, 0-2. I hope it's not our Protoss, our beloved Protoss G5, but he is facing the #1 foreigner who has lost the game though, who has lost the game already. So it's possible. I believe G5. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke's not as godlike as he's looked in the past, so G5 can really take this. And I'm rooting for him so hard because we need that Protoss presence, and we need our old school heroes. We need all this stuff to make the tournament even better. So come on, G5, help me out.
All right, let's see if he can do it. Going into the losers match, Zeke versus G5. Alright, here we are in the losers match. At the top left as the orange Zerg, we have Sass Zeke. At the bottom right as the purple Protoss, we have G5.
I did it again. So sorry. Oh my god. I thought I was done with that, but clearly not.
Sorry,
so yes, mighty purple Protoss, mighty orange Zerg. You guys know the deal. Zeke is going to be back right now with a vengeance. If Zeke loses this game to G5, I cannot even imagine what's going to be going through his head. If he goes 2-0 out of this group, I mean, it would beg a belief. I don't know how he'd even react to that.
He might just go into an epic slump like Bisu or something and be terrible for the next 2 years. Oh man, could you imagine? It'll be our own foreigner version of an epic slump.
Oh my
God. That'd be a little bit sad though. I like Zeke. He's
That'd be really sad. I love this guy. His play is really, really awesome to watch. It's just usually so refined and so tightly honed. So hopefully that previous game was just an anomaly. Hopefully he's about to bring the same kind of quality we usually see from him, because otherwise how will G5's victory mean anything? We need this victory to be as sweet as possible, so I want Zeke to bring his A game, and for G5 to...
The gateway.
Oh.
We have the gateway. It's on 9 as well. G5. Oh, he's doing the 9-9. He's doing the 9-9 at the natural. This is so funny because on this map you actually can't build in the middle of the map. It's like got a little lava thingamajig. See, this is all unbuildable here. So you can only
cross position.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can only build at the natural. So he is cheesing Zeke here, and Zeke's going for, I believe, an overpool. So he should be okay, especially across map, as you said. This map is ground zero, by the way. I don't think we said that yet. But
I'm very worried. I don't like this. I think G5's making a mistake, and I think he doesn't.
It's quite interesting because G5 lost to a Ling run-by on Jade in the first match. Yeah. And this map, Ground Zero, is notorious for having a very wide natural and being very easy for Zergs to do a similar thing. So I don't know if that might have played a part in his decision to do this. Another thing is that going for 2 gateways at your natural, it's obviously not unheard of. But it works a lot better on maps where the 2 gateways make a complete wall. So even if you don't kill the Zerg, you can just full back and block the gaps and make a cannon behind. But as you can see here, that it's way too wide to actually block with just a couple of zealots. So yeah, definitely not the ideal map for this, I don't think.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, this hasn't worked out very nicely for G5 so far. I mean, the cross position's not great. The map is not ideal for it. I suppose there's the extra element of surprise when you cheese on a non-cheese perfect map, but I never quite know how much that's actually worth because, of course, the map just isn't good for it. No matter which way you slice it, it's a big surprise. But big surprise, your cheese isn't going to be as good as it would otherwise be. So, what do you do?
Very smart, drawing away the Zealot. I think that's a mistake by G5. I think he had them on A move and wasn't paying attention. And now the Zealot has just gone back really far. So instead of 3 Zealots hitting Zeki right now, there's only 2. So a very cool little micro move there by Zeki. G5 should have been aware of that. I don't know why he wasn't. And now I think he's just going to give up these first 2 Zealots for free here. Oh no, he's just going to run by his main. What?
Oh. I think he's going to try and split Zeki's attention, although I don't know how good of an idea that is. We've already had the APM conversation, so we know that G5 currently on 257, whilst Zeki is currently on 350 whatever. So I think forcing Zeki to multitask is probably not what G5 wants to be doing right now, really. Interesting little bit of a situation in the main where the Zergling is running away and the drones are killing the Zealots. So that's getting a little bit curious. But at least he's getting some good scouts information. He's going to be able to fall back and he's going to be able to make his natural expansion up. But look how late his natural next is going to be. That is going to be...
You know what? I take back what I said earlier about this not being like a good wall. I didn't realize he would put the forge there. And now that I look at this again, this actually doesn't look that bad at all. So this is tight between the gateway and the forge. There's going to be one gap here that he's blocked with the Zealot right there. And I believe it's tight on the bottom here. So actually he's blocked the 2 gaps that he has in his wall. So even though it's slightly wider than usual, that actually is blocked. So I guess it's not as bad as I originally thought. And, you know, Zeki did make the sunken. He did make a lot of lings instead of drones. So his drone count is not looking that great right now. Whereas even though, you know, G5's expansion is quite late, he's got a very good pro count. So he's not actually in the worst position in the world.
No, he's really not. But, I mean, yeah, this can still work out for Protoss here. I think maybe... Okay, I thought that was a 3rd cannon. I would have thought that 3 cannons was a bit excessive. I think 2 is okay. Interesting pylon positioning, making up a pylon right there, but I guess there's nowhere else he particularly needs it as of yet. But yeah, I don't think G5 is going to be too hideously far behind. Interesting to note his 2 Zealots placed on that ramp in the bottom left-hand corner. I can't quite figure out why he's done that.
Huh. That is very interesting. So I'm pretty sure he's put them on the ramp so that if lings chase them and try to kill them, they have a very good position to defend. But as for the reason why they're there in the first place, maybe he's just waiting for an opportunity to, like, go harass a 3rd base or something. Because, you know, Technics Zeki... Jesus, I keep mixing up the players in this group. Zeki could very easily go for 3rd base there at that natural. So maybe he's just waiting there to go snipe it or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because if you just look at how the bases are laid out, that natural is much closer to Zeki's natural than the top right one would be. So if he's going to take a farther away natural as his 3rd, then that would be a good place to do it. Meanwhile, though, he has just gone for a Hydra Den here. No lair in sight. So perhaps he's going to follow this up with a Hydra Bust. Or at least aggressive 3-hatch Hydra.
Yeah, it looks like he's going straight for the Hydra speed. So this must be a Hydra Bust. I mean... That's basically what aggressive 3-hatch Hydra is. You basically go and try and kill your opponent. So yeah, I think that 2nd pylon might even be quite handy. But G5's going to have to do a better job of scouting this than he did of scouting that ling run by, which cost him in the game before. And yes, it looks like he was waiting for a 3rd base to be thrown down. Now, upon seeing that it's been made in the top right-hand corner, what's up with that pylon?
What the hell is that pylon?
In the top right-hand corner, he pulls his Zealots away and he's going to move to the natural, where he's going to have absolutely no luck, but he will see the Hydralisk Den. So this is very, very good. G5 is going to have the scouting information he needs. He's going to know. And I think that's exactly why he probably threw down the pylon, to distract the lings for long enough so he can get out there and see the Hydralisk Den.
Oh my god, that is so smart, Elegant. If that's that actually could very well be the reason. And that is crazy smart. Although, well, okay, I'm gonna say it's crazy interesting. I'm sure there will be many debates about whether that's actually worth it or not, especially because these Zealots, well, actually, he did get a drone kill there, so that's quite nice. And yes, as you said, he's going to see the Hydras, he's going to see speed finish now, so he's going to know what's up. He's going to build some extra cannons here. You can see 2 more cannons going up. He's got to be careful not to overmake cannons, though, because, you know, Zeki did already get the 4th hatchery. I don't think he's going completely all in on this. He does have a backup plan here, so you never want to overmake the cannons and end up economically behind anyway. Ooh, he cancels one.
Ah, so 3 cannons enough?
I would have kept the 4th, but
I would have kept the 4th.
We'll see.
I would have kept the 4th cannon, but yeah, I suppose we'll find out. Do we have Zealot speed in the making? Is it done already? No, it can't be done already. No way.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I very much doubt it. Yeah, so these Hydras are going to start whacking away at the gateways at the front, which is not going to be too much of a problem yet, but it does pose a significant issue once those gateways are down. Of course, the SimCity is weakened, so G5 is going to have to make himself prepared. If I were him, I would have made an extra cannon, but it looks like he's called this quite well, because Ziki not making any more Hydralisks at the time. Okay, he's now popping out a few more Hydralisks, maybe sensing the weakness in G5's defenses, but there are DTs on the way out now, and no Overlord presence outside the natural either, so that first DT could be enough to see away the units from Ziki for the time being. The Forge is going to go down, unfortunately, so he's going to have to remake that somewhere else so he can get his +1 weapon. Producing 3 DTs though, so he's really going to try and do this job with cloaked units.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, Ziki, his lair is very, very late. He doesn't have a Spire. He doesn't have any Scourge to take down the Corsairs. There's only just now finishing. So Hydras are his only anti-air right now. And so that Corsair is getting free reign. It's already killed 1 Overlord. It's going to go look for some more. He knows there's no Overlord around the natural, so the DTs will keep him safe right now. And, Corsair, nope, he's going to fly right by these Hydralisks. So yeah, G5 actually looking in decent shape.
Yeah, I think Ziki saw the shimmer of the DT though as it left the base. I think that can be the only reason why he'd be pulling all this Hydralisk back. I don't think G5 is going to have too much. Like, he may be able to get a bit of a sneaky DT run by over at the natural expansion, but probably not going to be able to get too far with that. He's going to keep trying though, and of course perseverance is the key, because eventually you never know, you may find that gap, you may find that weakness which you wouldn't have found otherwise unless you were just trying and trying. So I think this is definitely valuable. A whole bunch of drones being hatched, and G5 might manage to catch a couple of these in the middle of the map. G5 chase down the drones, Ziki not being quite careful enough, but I think that they're going to be mostly safe. Yes, 1 kill. It's probably not really enough to pay for a DT, but never mind, it's a start. And the Corsair in the middle having a go at some Overlords as well. So G5 using this quite nicely just to get some map presence, if nothing else.
Yeah, and he's also getting ready to take a 3rd base. He is taking that mineral only rather than, say, the 3 o'clock base, which I think might be a more interesting base to take here. So while, you know, if he gets a big army, he can take the 3 o'clock, which has a gas, and simultaneously put pressure on the Zergster at the top right. But as it is, it's not too bad. Ooh! Nice little micro there from Ziki, taking out that Corsair, although he is still supply blocked from the Overlord he lost. One thing I want to note is that G5 got a very, very fast 2nd Forge here, so he's getting 1-1 upgrades straight away here. I don't know if that's just because he lost the initial upgrade originally there, so he wants to kind of catch up, or if that's kind of part of his style or something. Because I know some Protoss is like that. Shawnee, actually, when he was streaming, used to do some crazy double Forge builds a lot. And Pike, for example, likes to go for triple Evo upgrades. So it's kind of a stylistic thing.
Yeah, I think this can work out quite nicely, especially when... actually, I don't know, because I would have thought that was more of a thing if you weren't going for a fast 3rd, but G5 has gone for quite a fast 3rd.
Yeah,
maybe he's got a specific timing in mind.
I think he might just be investing in the late game. We can see he still hasn't added that many gateways. His Robo is slightly delayed here as well. So he's going for the economic game. He's getting a 3rd base. He's getting the double upgrades. He's saying, all right, I'm just going to go take this to, you know, a maxed out PvZ here, you know, with both players splitting the map kind of thing. And it's pretty crazy that he's that confident he can play a late game PvZ against Ziki. But that definitely seems to me what he's going for.
So yeah, basically at this point he's just using every last scrap to prepare for the later stage of the game. He's not committing anything to too many defenses or a particularly big ground army right now. And I think that checks out, but this should be good. As long as he can actually defend that 3rd base, his High Templar are going to get sniped off, but he gets some good storms off first. The Lurkers are done, however. How far along is his Observer Tech? His Robo Tech is looking good. He's getting a Shekel first though, but as long as he's got photon cannons over his 3rd, he should be just fine. Those probes need to pull back though. He definitely shouldn't let those go running all the way back to natural, because they could get caught out by these Lurkers if he's not entirely careful, but he does have the DT patrolling, so he should at least know where they are, even if he's not able to take them out. And might get a decent storm off as well. No, he doesn't have any side storm left in that 1 High Templar. That would have been lovely. Imagine that. Oh, right on that clip of 3 Lurkers. That would have made me happy. That
would have been really sweet, but unfortunately it's the opposite. He's going to get the High Templar sniped without it doing anything. Well, of course he did get the storm off, but anyway. Yeah, so looks like one Corsair is still poking around in the main. Ziki still hasn't actually taken this 4th base just yet. Just kind of trying to ward away these DTs, but really, now that he's got Overlord speed, obviously it shouldn't be too much trouble. And actually, he's going to go put a lot of pressure on this 3rd base here. G5 doesn't really seem to have much army. He's got a probe going to the to the 3 o'clock base. Looks like he's going to take another expansion or something. I mean, he can't even defend this mineral only right now. Why is he even thinking about taking another base? I don't understand. He's just now adding a couple more gateways, but he's just got no standing army.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to defend this at all. I mean, this is going to go down no contest. All those probes are probably going to be forfeit as well. And he's having to dash in through Lurker Fire with a very, very small army. There's no way, even if the Lurkers weren't there, that he'd be able to push through. And I think that's a real mistake, using up his 1 Side Storm on a single burrowed lurker, which of course doesn't even kill it. I think that's a little bit of an error there. He's going to need all the Psy Storm he can get. However, we do have some nice shuttle harass coming in at the top right-hand corner. Will he be able to do any real damage? The Storm is late. It's going to catch 1, 2, 3 drones only. It's good. It's not good enough to undo all the damage that's been done to him so far, losing that third base. Meanwhile, he has a very, very small skeleton army kind of moving around in the middle of the map. A couple of dragoons, a couple of zealots, 1 High Templar. I don't know what those are meant to do, apart from roll over and die.
Why is he attacking with that force? Maybe it's like a distraction or something? Doesn't even make sense. Oh man, and he doesn't focus down the hatchery. I feel like if he right-clicked the hatchery, he could have forced a cancel or even killed it. But as it stands, the hatchery stays up. Meanwhile, he's trying to retake this third base here. Zeke moving in with a good army, but oh man, he's got no storm with the High Templar. So I was gonna say if he had 1 storm, maybe he could hold this. But it looks like he doesn't. He's got a few dragoons coming from the back, but oh man, he's got to clear out these lurkers for a second. It looks like he is going to clear out the lurkers, but I think he's going to have to cancel all this stuff here.
Yeah,
a little bit all over the place here in this game.
Yeah, he's trying to do too much at once. He's trying to take all these bases. He's trying to split himself too far, but he's got nothing to defend it with. If you're going to do this, you're going to have to commit to a decent number of cannons down at that mineral landing position, which he just didn't do. He made 1 cannon and then thought, oh shit, I'm about to lose all my stuff, so he threw down a couple more, but it was too late. 1 cannon, not enough to say that.
Why is he attacking with 6 dragoons, Elegant? Why is he doing that?
I can't enlighten you any further, I'm afraid, as to that either. He is coming out with a few more units now, but only just able to take on the Zerg standing army as it is. He might be able to deal some damage to the Hydra Scout. He needs to make sure that he doesn't lose all of his observers or all of his High Templar, both of which are running a serious risk of getting sniped down here. He loses all his observers, he loses his High Templar, he might lose his second High Templar as well. Oh my god, G5! All your stuff is dying. All the things you need to survive and to win, and G5.
Man, I think there was a walking storm thing in the top right there, but unfortunately I didn't actually catch that. Yeah, he had 1 High Templar there before and it's gone now, so I assume it did something, but I don't think Zeke really cares at this point. I mean, G5 is walking around with small groups of units. He's going out with pure Dragoons right now with no High Templar. I mean, you know, Mass Hydra is going to completely crush that composition, so I don't really know what he hopes to accomplish here. If I was him, I'd just keep playing defensively and try and reset up a third or something. I mean, going all in with this army is not going to cut it against anything that Zerg can throw at you. I mean, Zeke could just mass links right now and he'd be completely fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zeke knows the kind of position he's in. I mean, he's just very, very confident in these engagements. He's not messing around at all. G5 getting caught in a rather nasty pass right there. He needs to pull back. He cannot fight this battle. G5, if you're going to stand any hope of winning this game, you need to not lose any battle, basically. And he does finally pull back. He loses a few units, and he might lose a fair few Dragoons on the retreat here, which is expensive. He can't afford to be doing that right now. He may be able to take on Zeke's army momentarily, but with no storm, he's going to have difficulty when it gets much bigger. Zeke looking like he's, I was about to say making ready to commit to tech because he didn't seem to be producing that many units, but Zeke actually not going on to Hive Tech yet, so maybe all is not lost. Having just said that, however, the Queen's Nest does go down, so Zeke is getting ready to progress to those scary late game stages.
Does he not have link speed? These links look really slow to me. That feels like they don't have speed.
They don't have speed.
Ah, that's awesome. Anyway, so aside from the good old 15-minute mass slow link rush, G5 is going to try a big bust here on the third. It's not going to work. And then he's going to get crushed by all the units coming in from the back.
Yeah, he does fortunately have a pretty stacked up High Templar, so he might actually be able to do some decent damage in here. He seems to be getting quite far with it. He has 1 High Templar with a lot of Storm. If he uses his Storm well, he can actually do some serious damage to Zeke's army as it comes in to try and flank. Has Zeke underproduced on the army? It looks like this may actually be good for G5. He needs to make sure those Dragoons stay alive. He needs to pull back and consolidate his army and get the positioning right, but basically it looks like he might be able to do some pretty serious damage with this one push. Somehow Zeke looks like he's mistimed his army production, and G5 is all up in his 3rd and 4th base. That 4th hatchery is going to go down, and that's going to be seriously nasty for Zeke. And G5 might actually be able to take this. He's taking the top right-hand corner by storm. He's moving some units over to Zeke's natural as well. I don't think they're going to be enough, but nonetheless, maybe able to do some serious damage there as well. There is no Overlord, so that High Templar, that Dark Templar rather, might be able to get some serious drone kills while he's at it. G5, what is happening? Zeke, what is happening? How has he done this, and why is this occurred?
He needs to storm these links, though. He needs to storm the links. He's got 2 storms on the Templar. The Dragoons won't be able to beat the links by themselves. But man, I can't believe how much damage he's doing. This distance mining from the 4th. The 3rd hatchery might go down, although with all these reinforcements, maybe not. The Templar has no more storms, but that little distraction force seems to have stemmed the tide of reinforcements from Zeke as well, although, oh man, a couple of random High Templar getting wasted in the middle of the map. But crucially, remember, G5 is almost mined out. He is basically all in on this army. He has to kill Zeke right now or do catastrophic damage, or he will lose the game anyway because he's going to mine out. He's got a probe here at his mineral only, but Zeke's got a few lings there stopping it, and there's a Hydralisk as well at the 3 o'clock base, so G5 has no way to actually eventually get another base up. He's just got to go, and he looks like even if he takes out this top right base, I don't know if that's going to be enough because Zeke will still have his original 2 bases. He can just expand again, and G5's army composition is still not amazing. Still just the 1 High Templar, and oh man, all these Sunkens finishing up. There's no units coming in from the back though. It's like a few Lings not paying attention, so the Sunkens should go down here. The Lings doing a lot of damage to these Goons from the back. G5, he's down to his last few Zealots. He's got no Storm on the High Templar. This could be it for G5. Oh man, it looks so promising there for a second, but he's losing all his army now. He's sending in more reinforcements, but I don't think it's enough.
No, I don't think it's going to be enough either. It looked close for a minute there. He is trying to make up another base, but I'm surprised he wasn't doing that in the meantime. And we just see that maybe a little bit more APM would have been handy there, because you need to be throwing down more bases as that kind of thing is happening. And this is still just kind of on the edge for G5. He's still putting on the pressure. He's still coming in with lots of Zealots, so this is not over yet. G5 still coming in with some serious pressure. How is he doing this? He's mining off pretty much nothing. Zeke is completely unable to stop that 3rd base from going up right now. He might finally be able to send some Lings down to defend it, but basically he seems pretty heavily set on trying to defend his top right hand corner base, which is fair enough. We have 1 High Templar idling up in the top right hand corner natural, and Zeke is just trying to get out there with some decent number of units. If I were G5 right now, I would be seriously pulling back to defend my 3rd as much as possible and just trying to harass instead for the time being, because if he can get that 3rd up, he's actually in a really, really good position, and he still somehow has a big army moving around the middle of the map. I don't know where he's getting the cash from.
Oh my god, Zeke threw away a couple of random lurkers in the middle of the map here. G5 is just streaming towards Zeke's base. There's only a couple of Sunkens here. G5 might have invested too many resources in defending the top right, but no, it looks like with a good SimCity there, G5 may have to pull back. No, he's just regrouping. He's gonna go here. There's only 1 lurker there, and it's not in position. It's at the front. It's not behind the wall. The lurker's gonna get taken down straight away. There's just a couple of Sunkens here. There's no army. G5 is going. He's trying to break the front. Oh my god, he's gonna save the Observer. The Observer's alive, but there's no lurkers anyway. Zeke could get taken down here. G5, he's killing all the drones. He's breaking the front. Elegant. Zeke is gonna get 2 out of the group. I can't believe it. This is an unbelievable upset. No, lurkers and Lings are coming in from the back. It's gonna be so close. It looks like Zeke might hold, but he's lost so many drones. Does it even matter? A big storm. I can't believe what's happening. Elegant.
I actually can't believe my eyes. G5 might be able to do this. It's still a bit on the edge, but G5 sniping out the drone at the top right-hand corner natural that was about to make the hat-trick. It is not going to be so, and he's going to get in there. He's going to be able to take out more drones. Zeke's main as well. Zeke needs to run those drones away post-haste if he's going to have any economy left whatsoever. Look at his drone saturation. It is just abominable.
Oh my god, he could storm it! He's got storm on the Templar! G5! G5, click the Templar! Please! Please click the Templar, G5! Oh my god, he's got 2 storms, G5, click the Templar! G5, you have a High Templar there, click it! Click it, no! No, he could have killed every single drone. Oh no, he could have killed them all!
That would have been the end of the game right there.
Oh man.
My god.
But as it is, he has killed so much here. Zeke's down to 63 supply against 87 to G5. The game is not over yet. G5 is mining on just a single mineral only right now, but I cannot believe it has gotten this far. G5, can he do it? Oh man, it's still not over yet. I've been calling this game both ways the whole game long. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens now. I don't even know what to say anymore. Zeke rather, throwing away some units going in here, but G5 only has a couple of Archons. He just cannot afford to make anything.
Yes, he saves the DT. Sorry about that. Ooh, sorry, I got very stressed out right there.
Alright, elegant.
The DT was on the verge of dying when there was no Overlord presence, but G5's gonna have to defend seriously hard. Those lurkers even looking dangerous. It looks like he is gonna be able to get in and take those out. I think he should probably be waiting. He's about to lose 2 Archons right there. He does lose 2 of the Archons. He's probably gonna be able to take care of these units, but wow. These guys just working on an absolute shoestring. 4 lurkers versus like 3 Archons and 2 Dragoons. I mean, that's serious stuff for 21 minutes into the game.
Oh man, Zeke though pumping out a lot of Zerglings here. I don't know if they have adrenal glands. If they do, they're going to take out these units very easily. G5 just has nothing produced. What does he even have? Oh man, he's producing a couple of units. He needs to make a few more Zealots now to tank against these Lings. He's got no cannons defending this expansion. Just a single Goon and an Archon here. This could be very bad. Oh man, he's got to back up. He needs to bring the reinforcements in. Looks like Zeke hesitating slightly, but the Dragoons not going to do well against the Cracklings at all. And they are well upgraded as well. 2 Carapace and 1 armor against the 1/1 Protoss right now.
Yeah, I don't know how he's still at 1-1. I guess he just completely neglected his upgrades since he had absolutely no cash left. But nonetheless, this is a scary number of Lings, whether you've got the upgrades or not. So I think G5 needs to invest in some stationary defense. He needs something more than Dragoons. Dragoons are not going to cut the mustard against these Lings. He does have a couple of High Templar produced now, so he might make an Archon, I'm going to say, but Storm might actually be better in this situation because the Archon's going to be very, very surroundable, whereas Storm, he can get a whole bunch of Lings before even sure what's happening. And here it is, the Lings going in. Will he get a good Storm? He gets one decent Storm off. He needs to make an Archon straight away.
Why was there no second Storm? He needed a second Storm. Oh my god, G5. Why did you not Storm again? He had a second Storm, right?
He did have a second Storm, but it looks like it's going to be enough. He is able to defend that first wave of Lings. There is another wave of Lings coming in. Ziki is pretty much just going Ling crazy at this point. He's just doing all he can whilst desperately trying to get some kind of economy back up and running, but that is a lot of Zerglings coming down. He does have one more Storm, so if he gets one good side Storm on these clumps of Lings, he might still be okay. He's defending with an absolute skeleton crew right now. He needs some good side Storms. The Lings are clumping up. Please do a good Storm right now. The Archon goes down. A second Storm, not the best Storming in the world. It looks like he's not going to be able to make an Archon either out of the High Templar. One of them getting sniped off. He may be able to save the second one, which would be a nice little bit of a break for him, and then he just needs to produce one more so he can get an Archon. The High Templar does survive. Really, every little does absolutely count at this point, but there's more Lings coming in. I don't know if G5 is going to be able to hold against this. He's producing Dark Templar, he's producing Zealots. I think this is finally what he needs to be doing. There's one Overlord left. Can he snipe off the Overlord? Oh my god, if he can snipe off the Overlord, he's going to have DTs in there, and those Lings are going to be able to do absolutely nothing about it. And he doesn't snipe the Overlord. Oh my god, he could have got it.
Oh man, this is looking very, very bad for G5, and there's been so many mistakes from both players. I mean, G5, he definitely could have had this game.
Yeah.
Man. But as
even
it
if
stands,
right then he just sniped that Overlord, he might have got it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I am so sad right now. Man, this game should have been his. He should have won this game.
You can say that for both players, though, at many points.
G5, no, G5.
His storming wasn't as good as it could have been right at the end there either. I mean, it just wasn't quite on point. His defense was good, but he just missed a couple of opportunities, and you miss things like that at this stage of the game, and you're going to be made to pay. Ziki streaming in the Lings right now. G5 is defending, but defending is not going to be enough. He doesn't have anything with which he can really fight back. I mean, Ziki is mining, whereas G5 is not, and that's the crux of it. We do have some DT harass going down in Ziki's natural. Managing to grab a few kills right there, and we have a DT heading over to the 12 o'clock-ish position as well, seeing that there's no base there. So G5 just kind of scouting around thinking, is there any way I'm still in this game? But I don't think there is. I don't think there's anything he can do. He has so many probes and nothing to mine. No way.
Yeah, I think he's just going to move out with all the probes and try and clear these Lings and start distance mining from the mineral only. But even if he does that, as you say, Ziki's mining off 2 bases right now, even if he loses all the drones and his main is natural. And now he's making a bunch of units. Yeah, that's not going to work at all. So, man, I'm just so disappointed after that. Oh, he had it. Ziki, you should be. Should have gotten 2-0 and whatever.
He really should. Ziki has come out of this smelling like roses, whereas it could have been so much worse. He's going to have another chance, and he needs to not waste it. I think any of the other players are going to be able to capitalize if he shows the weakness he showed to G5 right here. G5 desperately trying to defend with probes, but honestly, probes are not going to do it right now. That Archon doing a manful final defense, but I think G5 is done.
GG!
Oh, Sale.
How
How happy I was when I thought
close.
G5 was about to win is how sad I am now.
So close and yet so far, Elegant.
So close. So close. I mean, when he had those units streaming as the top right hand corner, I thought he had it set. I thought he was good. I thought he was going to take it. And then he kind of died off a bit, and then he came back again, I think. Oh, I thought he could have done it. So many points I thought he could have done it. So sad. But, you know, can't deny it to Ziki. He is a great player, and he's going to still have a shot at this tournament. But he's going to have to pull out better games than these. He's going to have to be able to really up his game if he's going to be able to take it to the next level in this tournament.
Indeed he will. And, I mean, his next opponent is, I think, going to be a little bit harder than G5. Technics, of course, is going to be in the final match. So in this best of one of these two players, both of whom could very well have made the finals or even won the whole TLS, one of them is going to be knocked out here in the round of 16. So that's going to be pretty crazy. So we're going to bring you guys that ZVZ right after this break.